are a winner. Stand tall, be proud. In the face of doubt, you shout it loud. Feel the strength, let it in. With every step, you're gonna win. You are a winner, feel no pain. You are a winner, feel no pain. Yeah, I woke up feeling like a champion. Every move I make, I got the stamina. Eyes on the prize, never lose sight. Grinding every day, pushing through the night. Got the fire in my soul, never back down. In the ring of life, I'm the one with the crown. Sweat and tears, yeah, I paid the cost. Every battle fought, I'm never lost. Hit the floor, feel no winner. Stand tall, be proud. In the face of doubt, you shout it loud. Feel the strength, let it in. With every step, you're gonna win. Every challenge met, every goal in sight. In the gym, on the grind, it's a warrior's fight. From the bottom to the top, yeah, I've been there. With the heart of a lion, I face the dare. No fear, no limits, just pure drive. In the race of life, I'm alive. With every push, with every strain, I'm a winner, feel the gain. Hit the floor, feel the power. In this moment, it's our hour. Rise above, break the chain. You're a winner, feel no pain. You are a winner. Stand tall, be proud. In the face of doubt, you shout it loud. Feel the strength, let it in. With every step, you're gonna win. In this moment, own your name. You are a winner in this game. You are a winner. Stand tall, be proud. In the face of doubt, you shout it loud. Feel the strength, let it in. With every step, you're gonna win. Stand tall, in the gym, on the grind, it's a warrior's fight. From the bottom to the top, yeah, I've been there. With the heart of a lion, I face the dare. No fear, no limits, just pure drive. In the race of life, I'm alive. With every push, with every strain, I'm a winner, feel the game. In the mirror, what do you see? Out in the face of doubt, you shout it loud. Feel the strength, let it in. With every step, you're gonna win.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back again to your favorite show, BlueClouds Media. My name is Niza. I'm with Stephen G in the building. We're gonna walk you guys through yesterday's biggest game ever. I was like, is it the biggest derby in English football right now in the English calendar? Is it the biggest rivalry in terms of derbies? I know the Merseyside derby. Right now, if I should think about it, I'm always going to compare the Merseyside derby and the London derby between Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur. It's always getting better. There's always a lot of story to write when these two teams meet together. Either the pulling of hair or either there is a fight between the two managers. If you guys can remember a few years ago, the Battle of the Bridge, where Eden Hazard make things worse for the other London side, Tottenham Hotspur, who has the biggest stadium, Tottenham Hotspur, but who has the biggest trophy in dominance. Chelsea have rewritten history again. It looks like a script that we always see every season. But if you also look at it, it looks like it's always going to be set down in terms of what will happen between Chelsea FC and Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. The story is Chelsea always come up with 3 points every season. So we knew it was going to be a very feisty, very difficult game. But Ange Postecoglou in very, very hot soup at this moment. Enzo Maresca, yes, have saved his day. Back to top four again. And there are also other Premier League games that we will be looking into. But we will look at the likes of Enzo Fernandez, his leadership role on the pitch yesterday, what he did. Are there more any questions regarding his price tag? Would you say that Enzo Fernandez have done enough? I'm also going to talk about his presence in the box and how he can get more goals for Chelsea in the future. Also, we'll talk about the likes of Noni Madueke, Nicholas Jackson, all these players returning from the international break and also playing with Chelsea. We'll also talk about the missing puzzle when Cole Palmer and Nicholas Jackson starts game or play for Chelsea, how they get the team going. So these are the things that we'll be looking at. Also, we will be looking at the Premier League table. Stick with us. Do not go anywhere. My name is Niza. I'm with my co-host Stephen G. We are back again with another exciting review of Premier League games yesterday. Chelsea back in top 4. Can they make Champions League spot? Can they at the end of the season? Still 8 more games to go, if I can remember. I still stand a point of correction. If I'm not right, just guys can correct me. But I feel like 8 more goals to go, 8 more games to go. There's still a lot to play for. Stick with us. We'll be right back. All right, Mr. Steven. What's up, man? How you doing, man?
Honest answer, a mix between tired and very, very happy.
Right, I could tell. I could
Neil,
tell.
just 1 second. All I'm going to say,
coming back again. It's not
there
easy.
is a familiar pattern. It is called Tottenham Hotspur giving Chelsea 3 points. 3 points. 3 more points. We had it at their ground. We had it at our ground. This is a very common theme. They very rarely beat us. So, if there is any Tottenham fans listening in on this, thank you very much. It's just a gift every season. Every single game, go into it. I'm confident. I mean, last season we had 14 injuries. We started Alfie Gilchrist, an academy player, at right back. We had a bench of all academy players, plus Bettinelli, who's a goalkeeper, was our only experienced player on that bench. And we still beat you 2-0. And it could have been more than 2-0. And last night, we had basically everyone fit except from Fofana and Lavia. And we won 1-0. It should have been more. That offside decision, don't get me started. Do not get me started. Bro, they drew it from his arm, yeah? The Tottenham player's arm. And yet, the funny thing is, where they've done the line from his arm, yeah? That whole part of his body from his head, the same player's head, is in the dark part of that picture, which is the part that signals offside. How are you drawing it from a body part, and that body part and a half of his body is still offside, even though that's the furthest point you've used, yeah? And that part is in the offside position because it's in the dark part of the image. How's that happen?
We'll talk more about that, Steven. Let's start from the top. How the euphoria, the build-up. We're going to talk about the euphoria. I'm talking about the build-up before the kickoff. And I know there were some fireworks in the middle of the game when it was unexpected. It scares a lot of people. We'll get to that also. But looking at the two managers right now, it looks like this result put so much intensify or the pressure on Ange Postecoglou as a Tottenham manager. Does it put so much pressure on him at this moment?
No, because he was already under pressure.
Yeah,
Tottenham have lost 16 games in the Premier League this season. If I remember rightly, what got said on the radio on the way home last night, that's the most defeats they've had in a single season in the top flight in 48 years. Nearly half a century. That's how bad it's got. I know. The thing is, I referred to last season when we played them at the Bridge, yeah? Because the injury situation, yeah? And Tottenham fans have said all this stuff about, oh, we got injuries, that's this, that, and the other. Brother, we had like 10 first-team players last season, yeah? And we still beat you. 2-0. Clean sheet. So don't use the injury excuse with me, Tottenham, because it ain't going to work. Because I'll just keep reminding you what happened last season. You frauds.
Absolutely. We will go to the Premier League table here in a second. We'll go to the Premier League table. We're also going to start from individual players, the starting lineup, which I will share my screen with you. I'll let Steven keep his table on for now. I'll
I
look
think
at the
I'm on the
matches.
Chelsea Tottenham game showing the table. I think. Oh wait, no, I'm not. I'm just on the table in general.
You're just in the table. Yeah, I can show the statistics and what I say starting lineup between these two players, these two teams, as we all witnessed yesterday. We'll look into that, and then we're gonna start try to analyze the impact that Nicholas Jackson, Cole Palmer, and did Jadon Sancho did enough to convince Chelsea fans or the Chelsea owners that this guy can help this team out. It looks like he's still in a try period at this moment.
Sancho?
Chill. Jadon Sancho is the player I was talking about.
Oh no, I didn't hear what name you said. I didn't hear the name. I was checking.
Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho is the player that I'm talking about at this moment. So has it done enough to secure his status as a fully Chelsea player? And to me, yesterday, he was very bad. Yesterday's performance was very, very bad based on his rating. We'll also look into that. Yeah, here in a second. Let me get my screen going and see if I can find it. The desired screen that I'm trying to show on the screen. So thank you very much, guys, for your patience. But anyway, if you're watching us live, don't forget my name is Nizam with Stephen G. We're streaming live on 2 platforms at the same time, X and YouTube. Also, if you have a smart TV, you can find us on your YouTube TV, smart TV. We're right there. Click on it on the smart TV, go on YouTube and click on look for BlueClouds Media. We'll be right there. Me and Stephen do this each and every day because of the love of football. So if you want to be part of us, do us a favor. Don't forget to just do the like, comment, and subscribe, and comment and subscribe and smash that like button. You hear that? That's my hawk in the studio. When he say smash that like button, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. You got no time to waste. Just do it and let's get it going. All right, Steven, let's look at what we have on the screen. Looking at the players that retain. We haven't seen this Nicholas Jackson. We haven't seen Noni Madueke in a while. Neto, we've seen him. We've seen looking at Jackson and Christopher Nkunku. How differently do those two plays, and how Jackson is more suitable to the way Chelsea play? What's your thoughts on these two players?
Yeah, I said it when Jackson was out injured, and we're having a watch Nkunku. Like before we got Nkunku, yeah. Even before we tried to sign him, yeah, I'd watch some of the games because obviously, if I weren't at Chelsea, I'd watch some football, whatever, yeah. And he was such a good player to watch, so fun to watch, such an exciting player, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he comes here, he's not first choice because if you want to play in the 10, Palmer's there. You want to play up top, well, you're not traditionally a striker. You're more of like a second striker. So you have your main striker and then he plays just slightly off of them, if that makes sense. That's what happened at Leipzig a lot. And then it looks like his head's not in it. It just looks like his head's not in it. He doesn't want to be here. And I said to you the other week, I can't remember which game it was. It might have been Leicester. It might have been the game before that at home.
Right.
And Neto was running from player to player to player, about 5 players in about 20, 30 seconds. Yeah? And Nkunku's just standing there going, what should I be doing? I don't know what I should be doing. Like, bro, you've got Neto sprinting like a headless chicken. Yeah? Chasing people down, player to player to player, literally from the goalkeeper to the centre-back. I think it went to the right-back, then it came all the way across the pitch, yeah? And he's running. So he's running in front of your face. He's running from further away, yeah? And you're just standing there like a donkey, yeah? I'm so frustrated with him, yeah? That I've gotten to a point where I don't want to see him play for Chelsea again. I don't even want to see him in a Conference League knee. It's that bad. I don't want to see him put on the Chelsea shirt again.
I mean, you can really tell the difference when Jackson came, and also Enzo Maresca has a tactics. Yesterday we saw it. I have been one of the one of the fans that are always criticizing Enzo Maresca, whether he has only one style of play. But yesterday, I think he really steadied the Tottenham Hotspur team. He knew the way to beat Tottenham Hotspur by going long, not just trying to have those square passes, but using Nicholas Jackson on the long range passes, 1-2 done to Madueke. That when Madueke came on, we saw Jackson. Lots of these shots. I'll say yesterday when I switched my TV on, the first thing I saw was Jackson. The ball was right in front of Jackson. Jackson and was a Vicario. I'm sure the name that's Vicario, and then one defender. Yeah,
Van der Ven.
And
Jackson,
it was just one-on-one, and Jackson. Didier Drogba would not mix this. Didier Drogba,
he weren't balanced. He weren't balanced.
Steven, Didier Drogba will get himself balanced. He has to make himself balanced.
He's got the defender pushing him. He hits the shot. The keeper saves
you have
it.
no excuse. You have no excuse. You know how many times was the real Ferdinand is always pushing Didier Drogba.
Ferdinand's a donkey anyway. No one cares about Ferdinand.
No, you're not getting my point. You're not getting my point. I'm telling you that as a striker, you have to get that balance right as soon as that ball gets in front of you. You have to be in possession of the ball. You have to cover the ball and finish
He had that. He had control of the ball. Yeah.
Yeah. What happened?
If I remember rightly, he chests it and then he gets the knock, and then that's as Vicario's coming out. So he didn't have the time to get the balance. Do you know what the key point is? Yeah? The key point is, even if he had balance, because of how close Vicario was to him, it would have been very difficult to get it past Vicario no matter what.
I'm not taking this from you because you're giving him excuses. I'm not taking these excuses from him. What I'm trying to tell you is I've seen this multiple times from top players, and they will bury those chances. They will never make excuses out of it. Didier Drogba would never miss that. Fernando Torres would probably not miss this.
Fernando Torres missed an open goal multiple times.
But this is West. It's West from what's the name again? Jackson. Jackson have done it many times this season.
You know how much of one-on-one that Jackson had is worse than Torres missing an open goal.
Torres in his days with Atletico Madrid, Torres in his days with Liverpool, he never missed those chances until he came to Chelsea, and he found it difficult to adjust into the way we play, and he was missing chances. Absolutely, he was, but it would take him time to understand Chelsea, the pressure, the football, the stadium, and all of that, and play a role. But Jackson has been there 2 seasons now. Is it 2 or 3 seasons? 3 seasons.
Last season. He joined.
So this season is supposed to get better with his chances, 1-on-1.
Do you know what? You can't even when you look at it. Jackson's been here. When you take out AFCON and you take out the time he's been injured, because he's obviously not been playing at that point, he's been here about, give or take, 14 months when you factor those 2 things in, because he's been injured for about 2-3 months. He missed AFCON, that's another month. So that's what I'm going to say on that one. But DJ, we do agree with you 100%. I mean, we even talk about this. Steven shared this on our Discord page earlier on, and I was like, it's about time we have to let him go. It's about time you have to let him go. But big up to everyone joining us on the stream today. Gunaman, Sasuke Gunaman are only true and true strong Arsenal fans. Yeah, I can't believe that Chelsea fan and a Chelsea fan, a supporter, and an Arsenal fan can be that good close friends. But big up to my man Sasuke Guna over there. And then DJ Sab, big up to you, DJ Sab, also in there. Gunaman want us to send Sancho back to Manchester United. And DJ Action. DJ's asking, do we think that those 2 careers are over? I'm seeing fans wanting them to sell these players in the summer, which I do agree. I think Sancho is really done. If you look at the screen right now, he has the worst performance. Sancho. I don't listen to these ratings. I don't trust them.
I mean, I don't trust. But if we don't trust, look at the ratings over there. He's giving us
hear me out, yeah.
I'm hearing you, brother.
You're saying that, but then Jackson's got the same rating as him. Jackson was significantly better than Sancho.
Yeah, that's true. I do agree. Liverpool wasn't that great.
Even when Jackson didn't have the ball, even when Jackson didn't have the ball, he was pressing and being a menace, he calls the Tottenham goalkeeper to kick the ball out for a throw-in, yeah, literally from pretty much the edge of their own box. Like, there's no way that him and Sancho should be on the same rating from any website. Big up, DJ.
Yeah,
Guys,
DJ.
what's going on?
I used to have that jersey, but it doesn't have that logo over here. What
What's
logo?
that?
Is it a Premier League logo? No, the other one. No, the other one.
Yeah.
It's the old
The
Premier
other
League
one.
logo.
Mine doesn't have that. No, the other one.
No, it's
Which
also
one?
Premier League.
I
They're
think on your
both
right
Premier
hand
League.
side.
They're both Premier
Oh,
League.
okay. Yeah, mine did not have those logo over there, but it's original. I ruined it. I ruined that, and finally somebody gave it to me for free. Yeah, I ruined it. It was it's one of the oldest jerseys. I think is it Umbrew or Ambrew, whatever they call him. Umbrew,
Yeah,
right?
it is. That's the
Yeah.
old logo as well.
I have it. I used to have it. I ruined it.
Yeah.
DJ, was you there last night?
Sorry?
Was you
Yeah,
there
I was
last
there
night?
last night. I was last night. Were you there?
Yeah, of course I was. I like how, because it's 120 years and that, they did the one with all the big flags of all like the throwback logos and kit badges we've had and stuff.
Yeah. Do you know what? I have to say one thing. Sorry, we're going to. Can I just say one thing about and Postecoglou, bro?
I was gonna talk about it, but I'll let you go. Then we start.
Sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
I want to get the euphoria. So
Okay. I'll come back to him. I'll just come back to him.
Yeah, talk about
No, I won't talk about him now,
Postecoglou.
bro. Let's talk about the game, bro. Listen, first
No,
of all,
talk about Postecoglou before you forget about what you want to say. Go for it.
No,
DJ.
listen, I just came back. I mean, obviously after the game, I always like to watch rematch. I record the game at home, then I make sure I watch the whole re thing of everything. Postecoglou's post-match, bro.
Hey, DJ, what? Can't hear, mate. Can't hear.
His post-match, bro. Oh my days! This guy cracks me up, man. And then he did it, and then afterwards, yeah, to the media press after that as well. He was on it last night, bro.
He said it is a clear, obvious error. 5 minutes for the referee, officiating referee, to look into that.
And you know the worst thing of all is, right? If you remember last year, guys, I think it was last year, all right? Or he said basically, "Oh, I will never talk anything against the referees. I'll talk about nothing against anybody else."
That was also in the game against Chelsea, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then what does he go and do?
He talked about the referee.
Just quick, right?
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Quickly put up the image I'm presenting for a sec.
Yeah. Go on, bro. Go on.
Because given that he wants to talk about referees and officials and it takes 5-6 minutes, and he get this picture up for me a sec.
Okay.
That I've just presented. You want to talk 5-6 minutes? Okay. I can talk 5-6 minutes about decisions.
Mate, and then this mate.
And by that, I mean,
mate.
Bro, have you seen the picture of the offside for the Caicedo goal? Brother,
oh, mate, that was close,
this line,
bro.
yeah?
I know.
They draw it from this arm here, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But this is the funny thing. They draw it from here, which was the furthest point. But from about here, down here, is shown in the dark side of the image, which means that's offside. So how you come to that? I need to go get it up in a second. You'll see exactly what I mean, yeah? Look here, yeah? They've drawn it from here, yeah? Well, if you've drawn it from there, how's that body part in the dark part which signals offside?
And also the other thing on that as well, bro, it is. And if you look at here as well, you know Dominic Solanke's got the shirt off, I think that's Levi Corwell there, right? Or is it Sancho?
Yeah.
He's almost going to be pulling. He's pulling him. That could have even been a penalty kick. Yeah, because if you think about it, the goal was offside. Which it was vaguely for me. It was by far margins, right? Okay, but what a finish by Caicedo, by the way. We've seen him do this before against United. We saw him smash that goal. But what a finish, bro. Oh my days! What a goal! And you know what? Can I just also say something else to some of the fans out there that have been cussing our midfield? Well, we're 250 million, was it 200 million flops we were known as in our midfield? Look at that midfield. Look at that midfield now, man. That midfield is playing excellent. It's running it, yeah. But listen, we are, bro. We are. And look, listen, I made that comment about Lavia, and I disagree with it totally, to be honest with you, with fans on X. Because, look, listen to me. With Lavia, look, listen. Lavia is what, 21 years old? We signed the kid at 19 years old. This guy's got a lot more given. He's got a lot more. When we all know a fully fit Lavia, when he's fully fit, he's probably one of the best out there at the moment for me. One of the best upcoming midfielders around that would probably walk into any Premiership club when he's fully fit. Right. So for me, when fans are calling out for him to go, I'm against that slowly. I can understand their frustrations because look, this guy's come back. We saw him in training before the international break. We saw he was all but ready. Then all of a sudden, the frustrating thing of all was a couple of days before a game press conference by our manager. Oh, he's out. And then yesterday, what got me more angry yesterday is before I went off to the game, I'm reading Wesley Fofana's going to be out now after that as well. That broke yesterday as well. I'm thinking, what the hell is going on?
But do you know what's going on with this?
Yeah.
Which one was it? It was Fofana, wasn't it? Where he said on Instagram about how it wasn't true. Yeah?
Yeah. He said
I bet you now, knowing this stuff that's come out, I bet you now Maresca was correct in what he was saying. And that Fofana's sort of rushed his recovery back.
Yeah, listen, I won't say no. I mean, probably you're right. Maresca probably was right.
I rate Fofana. Everyone on this channel knows I rate Fofana, right?
I just
my thing is, if the manager says you're gonna be out for a certain amount of time, yeah, and you shouldn't be calling it out because now it looks like you as the player have made the wrong move. You've called out your manager and then you've re-injured yourself. And now you are going to be out probably for the rest of the season now.
He is. I think he said in his press conference today, he did say
he said
that
Lavia might be back sooner, but he didn't give a specific timeline on either.
Yeah.
But that press conference would have been from last night, so they probably had scans since then.
Yeah, so basically, hopefully, I hope Lavia does come back because I think we all know what a player Lavia is. Big up to Lord Repenition, by the way. Big up to everyone. Sorry, I forgot to say big up to everyone in the comments as well. Smash the like and subscribe.
Big up to Lord Repenition, yeah. And JC, big up to you too. But guys, we're gonna start from here. We'll get to details of everything that happened yesterday. But we're gonna start with these: the vital win for Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea pick up all 3 points, and I said from beginning, is a story that we already see each and every season. Yes. Nothing changed yesterday. I even listened to Tottenham Spurs fans on one radio that I listen to all the time, and a lot of fans, Tottenham Spurs fans, believe that they were going to get.
Did you hear the one? I know the radio station you're on about. Did you hear the one that called up and said that if they don't win the Europa League, he's changing teams?
I heard it.
To another London club. He did.
Remember, I
was
sent
in
you
the car on the way back. He said, "I'm changing teams to another London club if we don't win the Europa League."
Yes,
you're Tottenham. You're not winning the Europa League.
They said, "No, that's not happening."
Do you know what, guys?
He said it's changing.
Do you know what, guys? I'll be real with you here, right? Listen, I don't believe in any manager or anybody in life because obviously you've got to survive to feed your family to get sacked, right? But for me, when they sacked Jose Mourinho before a massive cup final,
it was 5 days. It was 5-6 days before the cup final. That's why I made the joke about City women doing it.
Yeah, I know, and they've won more. He's won more than Postecoglou has ever done in his career, and you go and sack him. And how is this guy surviving?
Because Conte spoke the truth.
Steven, do you know why Jose was sacked? Do you know why he was sacked?
Because Levy didn't want to pay him his bonus for winning a trophy.
Yeah. Basically,
no. I mean, it could be one of them, but the main reason was there was a very,
there was 100%. It was that one. It was that.
Hold on, I said maybe it could be one of them, but from what I heard from a very, very close source said that there was a very, very bad relationship, which it got into that close for like Jose and the Galatasaray. What's the manager?
That he didn't even do anything.
Close. It got that close. There was no sense in sacking a world-class manager who have proven himself in the world stage that many times and replacing him with a caretaker manager. What's his name again?
Was that when they bought in Nuno?
No. There was no Nuno over there.
Was it Mason? Was it Mason? Was it
Ryan
Mason, the one that had to retire after the head injury.
There was no reason for him to do that because of how the relationship got so bad. There was an argument between the two of them, and Levy cannot take it because he believed that he has the upper edge over here. And he hired Jose Mourinho, so he sacked him, and then he put Ryan Mason over there, which doesn't make sense. That's the reason why.
But you know what, Neil? the difference in this situation is right. Yeah, is the Tottenham fans did not turn on Jose. Now you saw last night's game, brother. And this is what made me even laugh. And I think you guys have alluded to it.
Season, though, they were all telling him to F off and all that as well.
Yeah. What was he doing? What was he doing last night, Steve? When Papasar's goal was scored, he scored when he's giving to.
Do you know why? Do you know why he did that, DJ? Do you know why he did that?
And then he gets rolled off
the reason he gave
for a
why
foul,
he done it, but it's not the reason.
You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. They were shouting at him last night, bro.
I'll tell you the reason why Ange Postecoglou did this. Papasar was a player that Ange Postecoglou brought in with a high price of money that a lot of Tottenham fans did not agree with it. They'd never agree with him. And he came back from the bench and scored that goal. So the reason
Tottenham fans, for the most part, from my knowledge, like
tell.
And how's he arguing the point? And how's he arguing the point?
His whole
that was a clear foul.
So the whole thing was that they subbed Sarr on. I think Sarr was the one that got subbed on for Van de Ven, if I'm not mistaken. And at the same time as that, they took off Maddison. I don't know.
Madison.
I think it was Porro, right?
Madison was off for Sarr.
No, I think it was Maddison.
No, Madison.
Van de Ven off for Porro and Sarr, right?
Okay.
And that's when it started that you don't know what you're doing. Then he scored, which Sanchez, you're an absolute donkey, bruv. How you letting that go in? Yeah. And then
that was a stupid honor.
And then he says to the media, no, it wasn't because of that. It wasn't because of that. We just scored he nearly scored as well. He goes, we just scored a great goal, and he sort of cut himself off. Yeah. And I wanted to hear them cheer. Bro, they cheered when it got disallowed.
You know what I'm trying to say, bruv, right? And the basic thing of all these, how is he basically contemplating it? That was a clear foul on Caicedo, right? How is he saying it took so long for them to make that? I mean, come on, man. How anyone can see?
Back nights should have both been red cards.
Yeah.
All right. I know the competition is getting very, very interesting, but I don't want to stick on just one specific.
Sorry, bro. Sorry, man. It's just funny.
No,
it's just funny.
I love this nation. Big up to you, Lord Vipinations. Jackson beating Tottenham Spurs is also easy. Wish we played them every week.
Wish we played them every week. Yeah, we'd be winning league title after league title.
Big up to Rano. Rano said if we had the left winger, we could have finished, which absolutely that goes to Jadon Sancho. We could have finished his chances. We could have scored more goals. Nicholas Jackson is very, very important for his depth and runs, but we still need a proper striker. Lord said Jackson is important off the ball. He works hard. If we play him on top as a striker, you will see Jackson on another level. Okay, thank you, Lord, for your comment. Mob, big up to you. Says salute, BlueClouds Media. My name is Nee Zion. Call me Zion. That's the name. And then I have my man over here, Stephen G, the man down there in blue. Yes, Chelsea legend. Yeah, if you go to Chelsea history, the man that played right centre back for him, right there, his man there. He's a Portuguese international stroke English international. That's the man over there. All right,
thank you.
So yeah, we gotta quickly go back to the left wing one.
Left wing. Okay, I'll go. We get a squad of physio, a squad of experienced centre back, an experienced TV host, Nizael, and then so we got a squad over here giving you guys our perspective. We up to you guys. Anyway, let's go to left back situation. Still wrapping up on that one. Then we can get to the main topic. Which one is that? Is it left one? Here is it from Rhino, right?
Yes, this one.
Is it Rhino? Okay.
Yeah.
Go
the only thing I'll say is you can say if we had a left wing who could finish his chances, we would have scored more. It would help if he took shots. He had about 5-6 times where he cut inside and he didn't shoot. He tried to do all these little tricks and find a pass.
He lose the ball.
The amount of times he cut inside, he could have just banged it. Even if
he said Jadon Sancho,
right? Yes, sir.
Sancho,
even if he smacked it through a gap and it went wide, I don't care, right? Because it just takes one little deflection and it can go in, or it can force a save and you get corner or sank, right?
Yeah.
But he would cut inside and then he'll go, "Oh no, I've messed up."
He's scared to shoot, bro.
He's
scared to shoot, bro.
He hit the target and forced the save.
He's scared to shoot, mate.
I think he has one target where the goalkeeper Vicario save it. Vicario, whatever.
The one time he did actually shoot.
Yeah.
And I said to the people around me,
one shot
you can force the save. You can get the corner from forcing the save. Shoot more. And this is, by the way, pre-match in his conference pre-match on
wrap it up so
Wednesday.
DJ can come in.
No, it's cool. Go on.
On Wednesday, Maresca, for the second time this season, make sure I'm doing it this way and not that way. For the second time this season, urged him to shoot more. Yeah? Second time this season, he said he needs to shoot more. Yeah? What's he do? 5-6 times he cuts inside, he shoots once.
Yeah, listen, I'm not gonna come and listen. I'm not gonna come here and knock our players. Yeah, I mean, he's not at Chelsea. I get he's on loan from Man United, but he's still at Chelsea at this moment in time. I think we've now got to have this conversation about Jadon Sancho. I think, and for me, I think it'd be right for us not to pursue buying him. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, looking at the wingers that we've been linked with during this window coming up, they have got more potential in there, and they'll do more with the wingers that we're linked with. I'm talking about the likes of Gittins. I'm talking about the likes of Nico Williams. I'm talking about the likes of Rafael Leao. Even Jack Grealish has been mentioned, right? These guys would do more than what Jadon Sancho is doing for us at this moment in time. Even Hudson-Odoi would be doing more. And this is the scary thing of what he's just lost himself for whatever reason or another. His form has just so bad. I mean, before the Christmas, I think we all could sit here before Christmas, like the team. He was on flow. He was playing well. But what's happened is even though the team is all fallen down after Christmas, he's just gone completely levels down, isn't he? If you think about it, he's just got no confidence in himself. I'm looking at him. I look at his body language when he comes on. He's like he's scared to even take a shot now. I mean, he took that one shot yesterday, right? And the goalkeeper saved it well. It's a good shot as well, by the way. Great save by the goalkeeper. But for me, I look at him and I look at his body language. I'm not saying he doesn't want to try. I think he tries more than Nkunku does, right? But the thing of all is, I think with me, when I'm looking at him, I'm looking at his body language, and I'm thinking, the guy clearly he's clearly. I don't think he's about if he doesn't want to be here. I think it's more to the fact that I don't think he can rejuvenate what he was at Dortmund and do it and bring it to Chelsea. He's tried it at United, it didn't work. I think he's probably better. I think he's Bundesliga. I think he'll probably end up going back to Dortmund for me. And I think he needs to find his form again. He's 25 years old. And for me, he needs to find that form again. I don't think it's going to be at Chelsea. Not at United for sure. 100% not at Chelsea. That's just my take on him. I like him. I think he's a good player.
Yeah.
But I just don't think he's right for us at this moment in time. I don't know what your takes are on it, both of you.
Thank you very much, DJ. Thank you very much, Rhino, for your comments. As Sancho isn't that kind of a winger who finish chances. He's more of a creative type. He's not like Leo or Sadio Mane. He is obsessed with useless dribble. And also, he went on and he said in my team that wins the league in the top 5. It says in any team that wins the league in top 5, you always find wingers who scores a lot of goals. You can't link everything to the striker. You can't link everything to the striker. We need these type of wingers. Lord of Nation, thank you very much for your comment. Sancho is behaving like Sterling, with the difference the difference is give me a proper winger. Okay, the difference is give me a proper winger. This is what I'll say, DJ and Steven. Don't you think that we're asking too much of Sancho? Because I haven't really put this down, but I don't think he scored that many goals for Borussia Dortmund. Even when he was that young and he was lighting up the scene, I watched him many times in the Champions League and in Bundesliga. He's kind of like an exciting player. But then
he is.
The number of goals, he doesn't provide number of goals everywhere he goes. I don't think he's gone beyond like 16 or 17 goals a season. I've seen him score some goals for Man United, but he doesn't score many. So maybe we brought in the wrong player. We did not do our homework very well, thinking Sancho will score as many goals, which we've seen that our wingers doesn't contribute much. And everything goes on Cole Palmer and then Nicholas Jackson again. Are we asking too much, Steven?
He had... In 3 consecutive seasons, he had 13 goals, 16 assists in 2018-2019. That was his first season of properly playing senior football. That was in 43 games. The next season, he played 44 games, had 20 goals and 19 assists. The season after, he had 38 games, 16 goals, 18 assists. And then he moved to United, played 38, got 5 goals, 3 assists. Season after at United, 41 games, 7 goals, 3 assists. This season at Chelsea, if we jump forward, 29 games, 2 goals, 5 assists. Like, genuinely, I don't care if he scores, yeah? But
it means that he's regressing.
Create more chances that are threatening.
Go ahead, Steven. Does it mean that he's regressing and he's not built for this league?
I don't care if he don't score, yeah? So long as you're putting threatening...
You don't care?
No, hear me out. Okay. No, you're not getting my point.
I'm getting that point.
Even his assist numbers are down. He's got 5 assists in 28 games in all competitions, yeah?
Okay.
If he was able to get you, like, say he puts the ball in a dangerous area and people are able to finish chances and he can get you 20 assists a season and he gets you 10 goals, yeah? That I can handle. But you've got 2 goals and, 5 assists this season in 28 games. It's not good enough. You need to do more. Yeah. Whether that's through your goal scoring or your creating, you need to do more. I need you to get bare minimum for assists. If you aren't a goal scoring threat,
smash the like
bare
button.
Minimum, I need 15 assists from you. Yeah? Ideally closer to 20. But bare minimum 15 assists in all competitions. Not just Premier League. Whether that's Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, whatever, flipping other competitions, Club World Cup, whatever. I need those numbers up if you're not going to score goals. Like, okay, sometimes people don't score the chances, right? But if you're consistently putting the ball in the right area, you will get those assists and the team will get those goals. And that's the difference. Also, it was nice to see how Palmer was playing. I wonder if he was carrying the knock longer than what he actually was because he looked a bit more free. But as soon as he got that assist, Palmer, that shot he tried, which was like a chip to the back post, I sat there and went, that would be one hell of a way to start your goal scoring account again.
Mate, what? I mean, totally agree, bro. I mean, I thought Palmer yesterday. I mean, people were knocking. I've seen a lot of he's getting a lot of crap coming his way. I thought he'd done okay yesterday.
Everyone, like,
I thought he did okay. I thought he'd done well yesterday. Okay, he set up the goal for another added to his. He set up the goal for Enzo yesterday. What a cross that was, by the way. He put that exactly. That was for any striker coming into that box would welcome a cross like that to finish it off right on a plate. And what a finish it was by Enzo, right? A great header. Okay, he obviously had his chances yesterday as well to score. Palmer. But listen, you can tell compare what he was before the international break. You can tell when Jackson's back in that team, what a difference that's making to both the plays because you can see him finding that again. He's doing what he was doing before when Jackson was injured. Yeah, and I think. Listen, I think Cole Palmer can start scoring goals again, and Jackson starts adding to it as well. I mean, I think we got a great start. We got a great finish to the season, I have to say. But they need to both stay fit. They both need to stay fit. And, I'm glad he took them. I'm glad Maresca's managed their minutes yesterday because he didn't give them the full 90.
Well, he said that Palmer would be able to do the full 90, then he subbed him off. And people who weren't aware of those quotes were saying, why is he taking him off? Well, would you rather him play him 90 minutes and him get injured?
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest with you, bro, I'd rather him, what he did is he managed his minutes as we said he would do. And for me, look, I think he'll come good again. I just think that we need to. I think fans just need to get off his back a little. I saw one channel again because I come back and I watch a lot of the stuff, and I saw one particular channel. I'm not going to say who it is. All I'll say it's a Liverpool fan absolutely disrespecting.
Oh, is it that donkey?
Absolutely disrespecting Cole Palmer, saying, "Oh, he's got no." He's even doing impressions of him, and I'm thinking to myself, mate, if you'd walked into your team tomorrow in replacement of Mo Salah, you wouldn't be complaining, bruv. You'd be wanting him in your football club. Yeah, if Mo Salah was to leave your club. Yeah, so at the end of the day, it just annoyed me at that particular fan channel that was doing it. But listen,
I know the one you're on about. I think.
Yeah, I don't want to mention the name, but you
don't mention the name.
Thank you very much, DJ. Man, like DJ in the studio, he's just pointing a few things out here. Rabata, big up to you. Man, like Rabata, he says, "Hey, bro, good to win. How can Chelsea deal with Mbeumo and Wissa, who are so good up front, and we know the physicality of Mbeumo and Wissa, but Chelsea were able to deal with these players. But then soon, I think I will be playing Brentford here not too long. But guys, I want to take the picture out away from Chelsea for a second. We see a familiar pattern yesterday, which let's address the continual poor record at Stamford Bridge for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Why is it so difficult for them to get vital points from Chelsea? And even when it comes to Stamford Bridge, they struggle so bad. The Battle of the Bridge, one of them, and on the previous record. And the record is so bad to the extent that Chelsea are holding, have made, would I say, history or record against one specific team who is a rival in London, and they always want to rub shoulders with Chelsea. You know, why is it so difficult for Tottenham Hotspur to win games against Chelsea? And once you answer that question, what is the biggest rivalry, the most exciting rivalry in English football or English calendar right now, besides Merseyside Derby? To me, I'm counting Merseyside Derby, and I'm counting the Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur's rivalry to be one of the most exciting or excited derbies in the Premier League. You guys can jump in.
London derby instead of Chelsea versus Tottenham for me.
But you know what? If you know the history, obviously, you know why the celery is always used for why we use celery, don't you?
I know there's a song. I don't know the full backstory. I don't think
it's meant to do with Tottenham, bruv. It goes back to the days. It goes back to the days of the celery throwing and why we hate Tottenham. Is sang in that song. In that theme tune, bruv, right? That's why we. That is what that goes back to. From them days on.
I didn't know there was like a whole backstory to it. I just knew Tottenham sang it, and I was always like, that is a mad thing to sing.
The Tottenham rivalry, it's always going to be Arsenal Tottenham because of it's a North London thing, but Chelsea and Tottenham have hated each other.
So Chelsea versus Tottenham's not really a rivalry; it's a walkover for Chelsea every time.
Yeah.
At least sometimes Arsenal Tottenham can throw up surprises.
Don't be silly, Stevie. Don't be silly.
I'm not. At least when it's Arsenal versus Tottenham, you sometimes get a Tottenham win, sometimes Arsenal, sometimes draw, stuff like that, yeah? The only reason you can argue Chelsea versus Tottenham is because sometimes there's a little shove-in match and sometimes the managers get involved with the arguing and the pushing and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
In terms of exciting games, it's more North London derby than it is Chelsea versus Arsenal.
Although it is intensity, although it is a London derby, there's always intensity. There's always a fight. There's always something that will come out from this. Although Chelsea's going to win it at the end of the game, Chelsea might win it, but it's always something. It's always going to be a fight. We get those.
There was a fight yesterday, bro.
That we get from us now.
There was a fight yesterday on the pitch, bro. You saw the fight yesterday, didn't you? It took place.
Yeah, we did. You did.
Wait, how did Chalobah get the same? What's it called? How did Chalobah get the same punishment as Romero, by the way?
Do you know what? God knows.
Brother, all Chalobah done, he went over and he went like that to get him away. He didn't go like that. He just literally went like that, pushing him by like the chest and stuff. And slowly, no aggression, to get him away from our player, Then all the Tottenham players come rushing in and Chalobah's standing there, and they're all going for him. And then he gets annoyed, and he gets a yellow card. For what?
You know what? You know it wasn't going well for them. Chelsea were putting on so much pressure, creating so many chances.
That's all well and good. But my point is, how's the referee giving Chalobah a card for doing nothing?
I don't even know. I was like, I was watching the game. I was like, does it mean that whenever there is an authentication between two players, should it result in a yellow card?
But it wasn't even that. He was literally just getting him away from his teammate so that his teammate could get looked at by the ref and get treatment if he needed it.
Yeah.
And then all the Tottenham players charged in. And you wonder why the Chelsea players charging. Well, you've just got a whole team of 11 players charging at one Chelsea player. What do you expect? And then he got a yellow card. Bro, if I was Chalobah, I don't care. Look, I love Chelsea, and I'm pretty sure Chalobah does. I think he's probably like Chelsea Academy, probably Chelsea fan, all that, Bro, if I had 10 people charging at me, I would not be as calm as he was last night. yeah, and he got a yellow card for it, yeah. But Romero, he's gone bang and slammed Colwell on the floor.
But Romero's always, Romero's
him on the
bruv.
floor.
He's always.
He slammed him on the floor and he got a yellow card. But Chalobah's come and got a yellow card. Like, Chalobah did nothing. He got the guy away to prevent a situation, and then everyone charged him. I said, if anything, you book all Tottenham for charging him.
Yeah, you saw the game yesterday, because Tottenham couldn't get any. See, this is what Tottenham do, bro. Because they couldn't get anything. They were so crap. Yeah, they were trying to find they were trying to find every way they could ruin that game yesterday. Yeah, it was getting into the referees' faces, anything to stop Chelsea, to get Chelsea off
which
their
is
game.
Supposed to be yellow, by the way.
Yeah. And the referee, I have to say, I thought had a good. I thought his decision making just on both the goals were actually quite good on the VAR decisions, and I thought the Caicedo one. I do have a thing with what we're saying. It shouldn't have taken him that long though to realise it was a bad foul on Caicedo. Why?
I was just watching our players' reactions as it happened live.
But do you know why? Though, bro? Do you know what the actual? Do you know the actual reason why it took longer? Do you know why it actually took longer? It was nothing to do with the Caicedo foul. It's because they were thinking, the referee was thinking whether to give what's his name a red card for that challenge.
Should have been.
It was, if you look, it should have been a red card, and that's why I think it was taking so long. That's just my honest take on it. I think the referee wanted to send him off, because if you look at the way the challenge went on Caicedo, I mean that looked bad. I mean, even though he put his body in a way to protect himself, right? But it still looked bad. I mean, he got a kick right at the back of his leg, right at the back of his thigh, mate.
Well, it was right outside, wasn't it?
The guy already had a bad injury. I'll tell you what, when he went down, I don't know if you were yesterday, I said to myself, oh, God, when me and my dad...
I was breaking it, mate.
When he went down, I said, oh, no, this is what I said. I go, he's one injury. I said, he's one injury. I go, one game away from being injured. And thank God it didn't happen yesterday. And for him to come back after that, mate, I thought he was our best player on the pitch.
And score that banger that should have counted.
And 100%, mate. 100%. He was my man of the matches today.
Thank you very much, DJ.
And Stephen, one thing I will say: don't start him on Brentford on Sunday, please. Please don't.
But who'd you put there, bro?
Rano CFC, big up to you. Rano CFC, big up to you. He says Gusto put in a solid performance. It took him a while to settle into this new invented right back role, but he is starting to get it now. What do you think, guys? That's a good question. That's what we're always asking for questions, and we'll give you an answer. DJ, Steven, and myself will react to that here. DJ hasn't told me what he think that the rivalry, the derbies, is become. Which one would how would he rate it? Which one stands top and second or two? I mean, three of them, the biggest rivalry that derbies. I'll come to you, DJ, in a second. Okay, thank you very much, Rhino. Rhino again said that the Manchester derby is starting to hit up again, especially with City recent poor performance or downfall. Nehemiah, big up to Nehemiah. Big up to more like Nehemiah. He said Nehemiah said we played better with Jackson. Maresca should have managed game better in the past 5 at the back. We're gonna play his statement, what he said after.
He's done it in the last couple games. He's done it.
Right. DJ, come in, and then if you want to react to the question from Rano,
sure.
You can go ahead and react. Steven can come in, and I'll jump in the tape, please. Then we can move on from there. And then
which question do you want to answer, bro? Sorry.
This one, I think
for Gusto.
Yeah, from Gusto.
Oh yeah, I thought he had an excellent. I mean, I thought for me yesterday, I think he goes a lot of times. Gusto goes away from games, and not many people give him the credit that he deserves. I thought he had a steady game yesterday. I thought he done pretty well for us. I don't think he did for me. I can't think of a single mistake he made in the game.
Would you think that he's struggling in today's inverted role, just like you said? That's why he's. I think Cucurella plays that role better than him. If you ask me on that side of it all, right, you're trying to inverting him to be that right of the mid, to be for that right that midfield to come forward. I think Cucurella for me is the best at this moment in time out of all our fullbacks that we've got. So for me. He's struggling in that position when he does play that, because sometimes he finds it hard to get back. I think sometimes, sometimes he lets the game sometimes go over his head sometimes. But I think he's struggling on that. But listen, it's all new to him. He'll get better in it. I don't doubt it for a second. I think Reece James will also have it down as well. For me at this moment in time, in that kind of position, in the inverted way, I think for me it's got to be Cucurella at this moment in time. But Gusto for me though, otherwise had a good game yesterday. But I can see why the fans saying
Does he struggle in that position sometimes? I think he does. I do think he does struggle in that.
I'm not sold on Gusto. I'm not. I was last season. I thought we've had an absolute still here, yeah. But this season, there's just too many games where he's been frustrating. Even in this second half of the season that we've had so far, where like there'll be games where you think, oh, he's adapted, like he's getting a role now, and then the next week and the week after he drops back-to-back stinkers, and I'm like, what is wrong with this guy? I can't piece it together. I want it to work out. I really do, yeah? Whether that means Reece ends up in midfield long-term or not, I don't care. I want every player at Chelsea to work out, yeah?
Yeah.
Just Gusto, I don't know. I was really sold on him last season, and then this season he's really lacking consistency. One day he looks like he's got it figured out. The next,
isn't he allowed to do that though, Stephen? Isn't he allowed to do that, bro? Bear in mind, he had a great season last season, and this season he's
it's very frustrating, and it's really doing my head into it.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. The reason I feel like is last season there was nothing like inverted role. And this season there is something like that. So he's trying
to him.
My point is, 1 week he looks like he's adapted to it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. This season.
The next week he'll have an absolute stinker, and you're like, last week you were balling out. Like, what's happened here? Like,
mindset.
One game you look world class, the next you look maybe average at best, and I can't figure him out. So it's not. That's why I said even in the second half of the season, like he has games where you're like he's figured it out, and then 1-2 games later, he looks like he don't know what he's meant to be doing. Like
he was unlucky not to score yesterday, bro. He was unlucky not to score. Side netting yesterday, but it was a good shot he had.
Yeah. That was the one in the first half, wasn't it? Everyone cheered. I knew it went in. I was the only one around me that was sat down. I'm not even joking.
DJ Steve, it was a very poor shot because he's a right-footed player. You're supposed to strike the ball at either the far pole or across the pole. You get what I'm saying? It was very poor. Or the near post on the right-hand side, and he missed it narrowly. He missed it. He really missed it. Not even on target. So that was a poor shot. They'll even say if you have hit target, it could go anywhere, but never hit target at all.
There was no way he could have aimed that for the far post. He aimed for the right area. He just
the near pole where he was on the right-hand side, but never hit target.
But it took a deflection, though, didn't it? It took a slight deflection thing on the shot, didn't it? Because it went for a corner kick after that.
No, it went over. It was no deflection.
Oh, by the way, you know the second half where
it was the side netting one.
Yeah, it went side netting. It didn't hit the bar. It didn't hit the crossbar or anything. The side bar.
You know, second half, yeah.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the game where they got, I think it was 1 or 2 yellow cards because they were surrounding the assistant referee, yeah?
Yeah.
That was 100% a Tottenham corner, by the way. That was 100% a Tottenham corner.
Yeah. It hit two. Remember, it ricocheted like twice from one player to the other. Cucurella then hit the player, then it went out. And then he Cucurella back again.
Is that the one when Porro lost it and he got angry?
Yeah.
It was that the one.
The next man got confused. It was like,
It was definitely, I promise you, it was definitely a Tottenham corner. I can see that from each side.
Yeah. It was, Steven. It was. Because I saw the replay again.
Everyone around me went, should be their corner, but we take it.
Yeah, it don't matter, does it? We don't mind.
And then it was just head squad, and I was like, even better.
All right, guys, have watching this live. It is me. It is me Zion live here with Stephen G and DJ Sav on BlueClouds Media. Is the show's name, and we are streaming live on 2 platforms as usual as we do it. It's very, very interesting. A very, very beautiful, or would I say spiky and derby yesterday, where Chelsea pick up all 3 points on Stamford Bridge, a ground that Tottenham Hotspur find it difficult to pick up a win from. It's been years after years, long time since these London club travel to Stamford Bridge to pick up 3 points.
They've only won at Stamford Bridge once in 39 games in the Prem.
Yeah, thank you very much. I don't know how it's going to be like if Chelsea move away from Bridge to maybe the Els Pack, if that happens.
Els Park, you mean Els Court? But history will continue. History will continue because it's Tottenham.
Okay. All right. So now we're gonna, you know what we're gonna do now is we're gonna look at those individual. We've jumped into it. We've been here and there looking at some individual players we involve Nicholas Jackson's performance on the pitch yesterday. We're also gonna go to the Premier League table here soon. I want a man like Stephen G to put up his screen. I think he has something on the sheet. I don't know what he's trying to tell us here on the sheet.
Oh no, this one was the fixtures that we've got coming up.
All right, you want to talk about the fixture real quick before we move on?
No, I had it up because of you mentioned about we got someone said about Brentford, and you said we got them coming up soon, and I said yes on Sunday.
Okay. This is
what I want to share.
This is a fixture. Okay. We're gonna look at the fixture.
We'll go back to the fixture ones before we end.
In a second. So, looking at the Premier League table right now, Liverpool stand top, number 1. Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest. It looks like this football club would definitely get Champions League. 8 games left to go with Chelsea. Going above Manchester City.
Chelsea have to play Forest, by the way.
Chelsea
final day of the season. Chelsea have to play Forest.
Shoot! Hold on, guys. Sorry. That's my daughter. Sorry, I'll just gonna jump over. I think someone said, "Oh, bear me 1 second. I'll try and jump over." Sorry.
All right, no worries, Steven. I mean, DJ. We'll be right here.
We're 5 behind them, and we played them the final day of the season. Okay. And they've got Aston Villa next. So if they drop points to Villa and Chelsea beat Brentford on Sunday, say they draw and Chelsea win. Chelsea are 3 points behind them with 7 games to go, playing them on the final day. Chelsea can get 3rd place here. Chelsea genuinely can get 3rd place. Also, we don't know how long Chris Wood's out. We don't know how long Ola Ryan is out. I think one of their centre-backs got injured the other day. I'm not certain if it was an injury or if it was tactical. I think it might have been injury. I'm not certain.
Smash the like button.
So they might have just lost 3 players through injury in the space of 3 players potentially in the space of about a week and a half. At least 2 players with Ola Ryan and Chris Wood.
Ooh,
so you don't know how they go. Huh?
Is it the same player? Right back for Forest, right?
Yeah, Ola Ryan, yeah.
No, Elena.
Aina, whatever, same thing.
Yeah, Elena. I was like, who's Reina? I know.
I didn't say Reina. I said Aina.
Oh, Aina. Okay, yeah. Same thing, Stephen G. You got me. Rhino said that we need Villa to win versus Forest and United to do their best to beat City, and then Chelsea can get. I mean, for now, look, I'm not really worried about
this, right? Let me outline it quick, right?
Just get to top 4. That's the most important
thing. On my phone, quick, right, Nee?
Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, please. Don't forget to like. The reason why I'm saying is the only way we can hit our target on numbers that we are looking for is to just show that impressive interest that you guys are interested in what we do here to the YouTube algorithm. YouTube algorithm has been so tight, just like a rusty rusty chain. Very difficult to break through. Very, very rusty right now. And we've had
changing. It's difficult.
It keeps changing many times, and it's making it difficult for the sports content to get out there. Any other content, those stupid contents are making more numbers or making more views, but the more educated content like what we do here, sports, talk about games and talk about sporting games, is very difficult to break through. You get what I'm saying? So the best way you guys can support out here is just share it and like it, and also subscribe if it's the first time watching us. That's the best way you can help us here. We're not asking for money. No, we're not asking for super chat. No, we're not asking for none of that. It's just for you to encourage us to keep doing what we're doing by liking the stream and sharing it if you can to help us here. But go ahead, Stephen G.
Yeah, let me outline this, right?
Yes, sir.
Everton versus Arsenal's early kickoff tomorrow, yeah? We need either a draw or an Everton win because we want Liverpool to win the league ASAP so that they have it wrapped up before they play Chelsea and they're hopefully on their holidays, right? We need Crystal Palace to beat Brighton. We need West Ham to draw or beat Bournemouth, even though Bournemouth are 7 behind us. We want to get as big a gap as possible, obviously. Although I'm not concerned about Bournemouth. Aston Villa versus Forest, draw. We need a draw. Because a draw means that Villa will be on 49 points.
Yeah.
And Forest will be on 58. Yeah. That means that Chelsea would be 3 points ahead of Aston Villa and would be 6 points behind Nottingham Forest. Yeah? Those games I've just told you are all on Saturday. The Chelsea game's on Sunday. We need, obviously, a Chelsea win, a Liverpool win against Fulham.
Okay.
And then we need a Man United win, actually, on Sunday. And then we need Leicester to get points against Newcastle. Because we need Newcastle to drop points because, as you see in the table here, Newcastle have played 29 games. Chelsea have played 30.
30, yeah.
Newcastle are on 50 points. Chelsea are on 52. So if Newcastle keep matching Chelsea's results and then they win their game in hand, Newcastle jump Chelsea by 1 point. Yeah. So we need Newcastle to drop points. But it's Leicester, so it probably won't happen. So we'll have to wait a different week. But at some point, who have they got next week, actually?
But where does it put Newcastle if they win their next game? They go above Chelsea, isn't it?
Well, it depends what Chelsea do, because Newcastle's on Monday, Chelsea's on Sunday against Brentford. So Newcastle play after Chelsea. So if Chelsea win...
That'll put pressure on them. That'll put pressure on Newcastle.
Yeah, but it's against Leicester, so they should beat Leicester. But their next game after that's Man United, and their next game after that is against Crystal Palace. That's their game in hand. Their game in hand is Crystal Palace at St. James's Park. I swear on everything, Palace, if you mess this up, yeah, I will be hoping you get relegated next season. And I'm sorry to their fans, but I have to. Because you show up against so many teams. If you don't show up for that game, I'm going to be hella mad.
Do you remember I sent you a message that this lady was on the radio crying, sharing tears because they have been so bad to the extent that I typed it there. I was like,
I saw it, but I think I asked you if it was a Southampton fan. I don't think you got back to me.
Oh, probably didn't see your reply on that. Yeah,
or I typed it out and forgot to send it. But yeah,
it was a Leicester fan. Leicester City fan, and she was just crying. She was busting tears, and they have to check the topic. And it was like, oh, what are you doing right now? What you got going on tomorrow? They tried to get her brain off the football, so she will quit crying. The cries were so serious.
That is actually quite deep when you think about it.
Yeah, cry was very, very serious. But anyway, but
it shows like how seriously people take football as well. Like
that's too much. I know you're one of them.
No, I hear you. But I'm saying, like, in England, people were so passionate about their club. Like,
see, I know
the way
why.
I look at it, right? You have school, or you have work, or you have college, or you have university a week, and then you're looking forward to the weekend, or if it's a midweek game, you're looking forward to that. Oh, my team are playing. I can get a release from all the pressures of work, college, school, uni, whatever it is, yeah? And then your team are playing terribly and you're getting relegated. And you're like, so I've got the stress from what I'm doing, and then I've got the stress from my club being terrible as well. Like, it is so awful.
Do you know what can help with these problems?
Change
it is the same thing. People are very fanatic in certain sports, but here in America, the sports has been so widened or broadened out to the extent that when one team make you like, just like me, I'll use myself as an example. When I watch NFL and my Detroit Lions played very badly, and that very day I can watch Chelsea, or maybe the following day, or maybe I watch Chelsea early in the morning. Chelsea perform badly. In the evening, I'm waiting 3 p.m. or maybe 7 p.m. in the evening, watch Detroit Lions, and they make me happy. You get what I'm saying? I
wish I had that luxury last season.
No,
last season, my NFL team stunk, and the Chelsea men stunk. So my alternative was I needed the Chelsea women's team to perform.
Yeah. So I had so many varieties.
My basketball team performed well as well. So I had two good things out of about 4. So
Who watches basketball? The basketball has was great. He has gone down too bad to the extent that people don't even watch it. They've been giving people free meal. They've been giving people free food, and free souvenirs to even come and watch basketball games. Basketball is done. It's destroyed.
But the main sport in America has always been American football, though, hasn't it? And baseball.
Yeah. But let's just like I was leading my conversation to America. The kind of the sports are so there. It's widened to the extent that you may have one person who is in love with MLB, who is saying at the same time he loves basketball and loves American football, and maybe loves going to watch local hockey game. Just like me, if I don't go and watch ice hockey during Saturdays, Fridays, and Sundays, after I've watched Premier League in the morning, maybe Chelsea have lost, then I'll go and watch ice hockey. And even if my team loses on ice hockey, the most things that I get happy about is I saw two players or two hockey players fighting on the pitch. Then I get excited. I start chanting and throwing my arms here and there. So at the end of the day, even though my team loses, I still leave the place with some kind of happiness. I go back home. Then I come in the house. I'm waiting to see either there's going to be a football or maybe a major MLB something game going on, and I get happy from there. So there's the variety of sports that you can fall in love with, not just like the UK. It's all about football. Without football, there's nothing else. The sports are all narrow. Nothing. There's no competition going on anywhere. No basketball, no baseball, nothing. It's all dead. No ice hockey.
Rugby. There's
nothing.
rugby.
There's rugby, but how many people watch rugby compared to football?
Probably quite a lot. Probably more than you think, to be fair. I sort of follow it, but I follow more like the international rugby than the actual team rugby.
The local one.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I do have a team I do support. I just don't watch their games. I mean, partially because I can't be bothered to find the channel for it because what's the point? And also, my team's that good. I don't need to watch anyway. And also, sometimes it's difficult because, say, I'm at Chelsea, for example, or watching my local football team or something like that. It's very difficult sometimes.
All right, Stephen. Before we end this today's stream, let's look at two.
Go back to the fixtures as well.
Do what, Stephen?
I'm gonna quickly go back to the fixtures as well before we end.
Okay. Before we end, we're gonna go back to the fixtures real quick, and also let's discuss the injury blow which came at. On set, didn't come at the right time, as is being reported. Is not a good timeline on the fresh injury to Wesley Fofana or Romeo Lavia. Only confirmed that Wesley Fofana injury is worse than Lavia's, both muscular issues, and obviously won't be involved versus Brentford. Doesn't mean that it's just a few games, or we might see Fofana missing out for the rest of the season. Because one injury is more severe.
I think Fofana's season's done. I think his season's done. I think, well, it depends what you define by season, because obviously we got the Club World Cup in the summer. So if we're talking Premier League, then I think that's done for. Like, I think Premier League and the Conference League, I think he's done for the season. Club World Cup, I think he can be back for that. You good?
Look down.
Oh no, I saw that because when I was coming back to this, I wasn't exactly Enzo out. I just kind of felt for it. I was kind of backing Enzo, if anything, from what I remember.
Look, I've said this. I've watched Enzo Fernandez a couple times, and there's something that I feel like he wasn't doing from the beginning of the season, but it got to a point. Sometimes he does it, and if he continued doing what he did yesterday, it will help him. One example that I can compare to Enzo Fernandez's style of play is, if you guys can remember the earliest stages of Jude Bellingham arriving at the Bernabeu for Real Madrid. In the earliest stages, Jude Bellingham found himself in the 18 on most of the crosses and tap-ins for him to get more goals. If you guys remember that, he was scoring goals each and every week for a consistent of about 7 or 8 games. That Jude Bellingham,
even a bit longer than that.
Yeah. He was doing that most of the time. He was arriving at the in the final 30, I would say in the 18, where he's playing as the same role as Enzo Fernandez. And Enzo needs to find himself many times in that position, and he will get more goals. And the fans will be very, very happy with Enzo Fernandez. I don't have a doubt with Enzo Fernandez. No, because I know football. I've watched football since 1990. Italian 90, I watched my first World Cup. So I know when I see good footballers. Do what, Steven?
There's a slight difference.
From what?
The difference it's not just how the team's set up, because Maresca does want Enzo to push up in a more advanced role and attack the box, right? And I think Enzo had an interview where he said about it in the last couple of days. Enzo Fernandez, I think, had an interview where he mentioned about he's now getting in those positions. But the difference is Enzo Fernandez is naturally a deeper player, but so out of possession, he's deeper. In possession, he's more advanced. So say Chelsea are on a counter-attack, yeah? He's in a deeper position than what Jude Bellingham would be. It might not be by a big amount, but for someone who isn't exactly quick, yeah, it does make a difference.
Don't you?
But
Steven,
it is good to see that he has picked up on this now, and he is starting to attack the box. Do you know what? Right? I'm not. Nobody attack me for what I'm about to say, because I'm going to clarify. I'm not saying he's going to be a Frank Lampard, yeah, but if he perfects that timing of the run, yeah, he can become a legitimate, consistent goal-scoring threat. Whether that's through just general crosses like yesterday, what a cross from Palmer, put it on an absolute plate, absolute dime. He didn't need to have any sort of force on that header, yeah? He just needed to guide it to the right location,
right?
Because the pace was on that ball from the Palmer cross. The pace was there. He didn't need to use his neck to get any of that power. He literally just needed to get that contact, guide it to the right place. And he did that. Perfect. The other thing I was saying, sometimes, obviously, we do cutbacks. If he's running and he's on the edge of the box, about to come into the box, like the edge of the D, so to speak, about to come into the box, if you can have a player that can find that little gap to play that pass to him, he can get on the end of that and he can bury that top corner, bottom corner, wherever he needs to. He can do that. And I think his finishing in general has improved. His shooting in general has improved, I think. And that score helped Chelsea in the long term going forward as well. Also, one other thing I'll say. I don't know if Lavia is getting sold in the summer. I like Lavia. I like Fofana. People who have watched his channel for a long time know this. Part of me wants to see them sold just because, as much as I love them, I think they're absolutely great, talented players when they're fit. The issue is, how frequently are you available, right? That's the issue. Lavia's been back for a couple of weeks. The majority of that was the international break, and then he's got injured again, right? But here's the difference. I think you can maybe get a loan for Wesley Fofana. I don't know if you can necessarily get it for Lavia. The difference is Chelsea have Sego, who's the midfielder, and also Andre Santos, who's obviously a midfielder, coming back in the summer. Both of these players do not need to be registered on your 25-player Premier League squad player list because they meet the requirements of the under-21 quota of you're born on or after a certain date, so you're not having to get registered because you're deemed under-21, right?
Yeah.
So you could still have Lavia. You could have Enzo, Caicedo, Lavia, Asego, and Santos as 5 midfielders if you want. Because 2 of those don't have to be registered because of their age. Santos would have to be registered for the season after. Asego wouldn't have to be registered until the season after that. So Santos would have to be on the 25-player list for 2026-27, not for 2025-26. Asego doesn't need to for 2025-26, nor does he need to be for 2026-27. He doesn't need to be registered, if my maths is correct on my research, until 2027-28 season, so 3 seasons technically.
Why? What's the reason behind it? Is it the age?
Yeah, this is what I'm saying about age. So the Premier League, you have your 25-player list, and you can include players on your 25-player list that are under 21, yeah? But those players who were deemed under 21, I can't remember the exact year, but it's if they're born on or after the 1st of January, and I can't remember what the year is. It'd be like 2004 or something. Then they're deemed under 21, so they don't have to be on your 25-player list. So if I look at the Chelsea squad, right? For example, Mark Guy, yeah? is, I think, only just 19. Mark Gee. So he wouldn't have to be registered on that.
He'll be 19, yeah.
I'm just double checking this now so I can find a couple more examples, right? So go over to squad, and my phone's just bugged out. There we go. Squad. So Mark Gee is 19. So he's got 2 or 3 more years till he's got to be registered on the 25-player list if he's still at the club. Who else have we got? Amugo's 19. He's got 1 or 2 years. Lavia, I think this is his last year where he would be classed as that. Josh Achampong is 18, so he's got 3 odd years. Who else have we got? But you get the general point. Like, those players that are fitting that role, that quota, so to speak, don't have to be registered on your 25-player list. So in theory, if you wanted to, you could have, say, a 30-player squad because you include players who are 18, 19, 20, stuff like that. Like your Santoses, Asegos, Estevals, Kendry Paez, Mark Gee, and every other guy that you can think of that Chelsea is signing that's like 18 years old.
All right, thank you very much, Stephen. You guys, if you're watching this live, we are still on discussing yesterday's game. Impressive win for Chelsea. Chelsea picking up all 3 points at Stamford Bridge. We're going through all of them. We're looking at the player performance. We're looking at Marc Cucurella, Chaloba, Gusto, Sanchez, and goal post with the only goal that came in courtesy 8.2 rating. Fernandez and Caicedo also it had a little knock in the beginning, but he shake it off to get things going. So what's your take? What's your thought on Sancho? Do you think that he has really nailed the spot to be to be a permanent player for Chelsea? Let me know what you think of it. Also, Palmer performance was really spot on yesterday, although he didn't score a goal, but he has his man helping me out there. Cole Palmer and Nicholas Jackson. Jackson had 1-on-1 but couldn't finish due to few pressure on him, but he has to learn that this is the Premier League. You're never gonna have it that easy. Also, Pedro Neto's performance was also good. Caicedo, great performance. What do you make of Gusto's performance yesterday? Do you think that he's now getting to understand the inverted role? Also, Makim in the building. Big up to Makim. Big up to Makim. Big up to Makim. Since big up to me. Big up to the chat. And chat. After Chelsea is what he's saying. So yeah, it was a script that we always see every season between Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspurs. But then we rewrite history again. But I think we're gonna end the stream here. I don't know, man. Makim, everyone in the building, everyone joining the show today. JC, Rhino, big up to Rhino and Robert Taha and Mob Balls, Lord Definition. And everyone that DJs have Mass Sports World, everyone that came on the show today. Really appreciate you guys' time. We'll look at the fixture one more time. I think the fixture, Steven. You said something about the fixture.
I've got the fixture.
Yeah, let's wrap this one. Let's go through this one real quick before we call it a day. But guys, let me know if you enjoy my music. You know, I get some good collections for you guys to listen. We'll stream it live on X and YouTube at the same time. Boom! Don't forget to like and subscribe to BlueClouds Media YouTube channel.
Smash the like button.
Smash the like button. Yeah. Let's go, baby. Lodi, is it comment? Oh no, that's not a comment. I think old comment. All right, Steven, what do you want to say regarding to this list you have on your screen, Steven?
Yeah, these are the remaining fixtures. I made sure to get a picture of just the remaining fixtures So obviously Tottenham was last night. We got Brentford on Sunday. That's a 2 p.m. kickoff UK time, which, trying to do the maths, that'd be about 9 a.m. for uni.
What do you mean uni?
Uni. It'd be about 9 a.m. for uni.
What's uni? Me. It sounds like you're saying uni like university.
No, that's why I was spacing it out. That's exactly why I was spacing it out.
When you said the second time, it still sounds like uni. No,
because if I was saying uni, I'd say uni. That's why I went for uni.
Oh my goodness. All right,
so I think that's 9 a.m. for you on Sunday.
Yeah. 9 a.m.
I just realized Thursday's a 5:45 kickoff away. That's the first leg of the conference.
Legia Warsaw, Ipswich.
One thing I will quickly point out, because I'll quickly run through these ones. We kind of touched on it briefly the other day. This game against Newcastle, has for some reason been moved to 12:30 on the Saturday to be broadcasted on TV, right?
Yeah.
What you will notice, and I'm going to zoom in even though you can see it, what you will notice is, what is the issue with potentially doing that? It will get moved if it needs to get moved, but what's the potential issue that I'm indicating here, Nee?
Potential issue
with the Newcastle game.
With the Newcastle game,
they've chosen it for 12:30 on Saturday, the 10th of May. What is the potential issue you see here for why it shouldn't have been originally scheduled for 12:30 on a Saturday on the 10th of May? This one should be really obvious.
Is Chelsea playing? Is Chelsea playing on Monday?
No.
Then,
do you expect, Chelsea to eliminate Legia Warsaw in the quarterfinal?
Yeah.
And what is the issue with the Newcastle game being on the 10th of May if Chelsea were to knock out Legia Warsaw? As I said, it will get moved if Chelsea, as expected, do progress. Yeah. That's the reason. At the moment, they've moved it to 12:30 Saturday the 10th. But if, as we expect, Chelsea eliminate Legia Warsaw, Chelsea will be playing on the Thursday night, the second leg of the semi-final. So the Newcastle game would get moved for a second time to the Sunday or the Monday. So you've initially moved it to the Saturday at 12:30, knowing full well there's a chance that Chelsea are going. Well, there's a very high probability, probably 90%, I'd say 90% chance that Chelsea are going to be in the semi-final.
Okay.
Tell me that the broadcasting companies have not thought this out without telling me they haven't thought that out. And by that, I mean specifically TNT Sport, because they're the company that get the early kickoff.
Okay. So
tell me they haven't thought that out without telling me they haven't thought that out.
A lot of time, early kickoff is not broadcast live over here. A lot of time, most of the time, I was 90 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Early kickoff it's not on our TV here. Anything from 10 a.m. my time, that 10 a.m. will be 9, 8, 7, 6. That would be 6. Is it 6? No, hold on. 10. That would be 11, 12, 1, 2. That would be 3 p.m. If it's 3 p.m., it's on our TV. If it's 12 for you guys, it's normally not on our TV because early kickoff for us. You get what I mean?
So you have to find another way of watching it.
Yeah, I have to watch it online. But if it's from 3 p.m., most of the time it's on our TV. I'll just sit in the living room and watch it. But, I mean, it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really make sense from the way you explain it. It doesn't really make sense. But, guys, I want to say thank you very much, as usual. Your man here, Steven here, and Nee over here. I saw Makeem for a second, and he was in the studio, but I think we lost him. hopefully we will get him another time. I hope you're doing very well, brother. Guys, so I was gonna play this for Makim when he comes on, but I don't know. I was gonna play this for Makim. Where did it go? This one.
Oh, you see this guy?
Yeah.
Number one bullshit guy. He do the wee woo because he have to go in front of the traffic. Look what I do. 22 and he do wee woo.
Yeah, I always play that when my kid come on, but unfortunately I waited for him. He couldn't come on for me to play that for him. But anyway, I want to thank you guys all for being part of today's show. As usual, we're about to draw the captains. I always like to end the stream with saying Leo Desperandos, but
hang on to hope.
Hang on to hope. Leo Desperandos, hang on to hope. I always say this. If maybe I always leave a little bit of a an advice or something that you can live with for your life. Life is so small, like these filters that I have here. When you move from here in the morning, you're gonna go all around and come back and then come back to the same point where you started from. It's just like a globe. It rotates. Sometimes you got snow, sometimes you have the sun. So once we all know life is so short, don't take certain things so serious.
One last thing as well when you're done.
Someone provoke you, just let it go, because we live to see another day. We live to see another day. Thank you very much, as usual. Needs here for you guys. If you have any question, personal issues, remember, you can call on me. And Steven, go for it, and then we can.
Last thing I will say. If you want to watch any men's football tonight, the under-21s of Chelsea kick off in about 30 minutes on the club YouTube channel, Chelsea Football Club YouTube channel. That stream starts in about 30 minutes. That's being played at Stamford Bridge. The other thing I would say is, if anyone wants to watch any women's football as well tonight, England women are playing, I think it's Belgium tonight. And I think that one kicks off at 8 p.m. UK time. Yeah, that's 8 p.m. UK time. So about an hour after the men's under-21 team kickoff.
And then also I'll say this before I end the stream.
After the men's under-21 team kickoff. Oh, yeah, and for anyone that is in the UK wants to watch a women's game, that's on ITV1 and ITVX.
Oh, hold on. I got Scala in here. Scala was about to hop off and Scala join. Also, guys, if you're in the UK around I say England, wherever you are, and you like boxing, first time Chelsea will be hosting a boxing fight on Stamford Bridge. I'm not sure where exactly they're going to put the ring, whether it is a shed end or whatever. I'm not so sure. Haven't been to the stadium before, but one day I will. I'm planning on it. But yeah, if you like boxing, look into it. There will be a top-ranked boxing fight at the stadium. Chelsea are trying to, get some revenue from the stadium that they've built. That's why they want a bigger stadium for entertainment that can also generate revenue for the football club. But we have Scala here. Let's hear from Scala real quick before.
Is that? I think I've just found it. So I hadn't seen the link. I've only just looked at it now.
Okay.
So it's being deemed Battle at the Bridge, which is ironic because we've had Battle of the Bridge between Chelsea versus Tottenham in the past.
Yes, sir.
But it's 10 British fighters taking on 10 Americans.
Yeah, I had Ray Jones right there.
Oh, that's tonight, Nee.
Tonight. Wow. Good thing I remember I said it.
So it was tonight. You told me it was happening. You didn't tell me when or anything.
I said this weekend. But I didn't know it was even tonight.
Roy Jones Jr. is fighting on it, I think. There's like legends and stuff like that. I got it.
Yeah, Roy Jones, and then also this guy, the guy from Barney, Spencer Oliver. They were organizing this event, and then all right. But we'll come back to that here.
Like a charity event, right?
Yeah, charity event. Yeah, let's hear from our brother Scala before we will come back on it again before we hop.
Big up Skylar, Nee. I've got to hop off. So big up Skylar, and big up Nee. Big up everyone in the chat, whether that's the YouTube chat or the Twitter or X chat, if you really want to call it that. If you're on YouTube, go over to Twitter. I'm going to refuse to call it X. You know what I mean when I say Twitter. Yeah. Follow BlueClouds Media over there. If you're on Twitter, come over and subscribe, turn the bell notification on, like the stream on YouTube as well. And then that's the last thing I've got to say. I've got to run. Later. Tyler, big up.
Thank you, Stevie. Thank you. We got Scala in the building. Big up to you, Scala. And how's everything going for you? What's up? Are you there, Scala? I can't hear you, Scala. If you're speaking, I can't hear you. Nothing is coming through at all. Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was just wondering what's with the background noise. So, like, I was thinking that. Yeah.
What noise? The clapping?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or the horn?
Yeah. I don't know. Some people are screaming. Yeah, this one. Okay, so it's you doing. Okay, I thought it was someone shouting outside.
No, that was me.
Okay,
all right.
Okay.
What do you have for me, brother? Did you watch the game yesterday?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know why I keep watching only the like bad Chelsea games. I don't know. Something happened to. I watched the Arsenal Chelsea game. I wanted to kill myself in that. I mean, that was literally the worst 90 minutes of my life. Yesterday, it was also very boring, considering it's like 12:30.
It was boring yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like. I mean, I didn't mind the first half. The second was okay, but when I see like how Tottenham play, I expect like Chelsea to do quite well. Especially a stat I saw today that Chelsea are unbeaten against Tottenham in the last 4 games, and Postecoglou is yet to beat Chelsea. So in that way, I was expecting like a very open game. But anyways, I think you guys did well. I mean, with Postecoglou, he is in the same situation as Amorim, although a bit different because Amorim hasn't even had a full transfer window yet, while Postecoglou, it's almost his second season. So both our clubs are highly. I think we both have almost given up in the league because we don't expect anything out of it. I mean, I think I saw some calculations today that United can, at best, an ideal situation, finish 11th. That is when if teams above us don't like drop silly points. So it doesn't really make a difference from going from 13 to 11th, right? So I think it is high time now Amorim starts to prioritize the Europa League, especially if we win against Lyon. I think that's for us, that is league done. I don't care. I think we might as well play the kids after that because if we don't win the Europa League, I think we are going to be financially so much hamstrung that his budget is going to take a very big hit unless we sell like big players like Garnacho. I think we are anyways going to sell Garnacho, despite even if we win the Europa League or not. But I think he needs to win that Europa League to supplement his budget. Otherwise, I think he's in a big trouble. Today, I saw his press conference. He made a very interesting statement. He said that in the summer we'll be signing 1 or 2 big players. But then he succeeded that statement by saying, it might be different to what the fans expect a big player and to what I consider a big player. So it's not I don't know. We won't be signing any superstars, but for him, he might be a superstar. I think he wanted Quenda. Unfortunately, we couldn't get that deal done. So who knows? Maybe Quenda is a big signing in his eyes. So maybe we are not really sure because with Amorim, I'm a bit confused with this guy. Sometimes he says some things, sometimes he says something other. I mean, I don't know what he tries to do. I do really want to back him, but the things he do, especially in the last game against Forest, I couldn't understand. But it is what it is. I'm a bit disappointed in that last game because Forest, they literally had 1.5 day break after playing 120 minutes in the FA Cup. We had a whole week off and we still couldn't. Although we played decent in the first half, but the second half was atrocious. But yeah, man, I think he's in a very rocky situation. Amorim, I think he's safe at the moment. I don't think his job is under any significant threat, but I think he has to get at least to the Europa League final. Anything below that, that's he could. I wouldn't say he will be in trouble, but he will be under some big microscopic criticism.
Scrutiny.
Yeah.
But looking at your opposition teams that you guys going to face, the rest of the team, do you think that you guys have a high chance of winning it, Europa League?
Yeah, I mean, I think if we win against Lyon, I think we might have Atletico Bilbao. That will not be easy. I think the final is at Bilbao, if I'm not wrong. So you expect, and anyways, if you look at our record against Spanish teams, it is it is not good, you know. So that is one thing to consider. So yeah, we'll see, man. I just want to get to a point where the Europa League becomes a priority for us. Again, that could just be brushed out next week, right? Because if I'm not wrong, next week the Champions League and the Europa League returns. Because I just saw today that Rudiger, he has been cleared to play against Arsenal. So I believe the Champions League takes place next week, which means
you said Rudiger has been cleared, or he's not eligible to play against Arsenal.
No, yeah, I mean, I think he wasn't eligible to play against Arsenal. I think today they said that he's eligible, but he has to pay a fine of, I think, 40,000 euros or something like that. Yeah, so I think, I mean, my point of bringing that is that I think the Champions League returns next week. So,
yeah,
I mean, who knows? I think we are first going to Lyon. So, and then I think the away leg is the second leg is at our home. So that is a bit of an advantage. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm a bit like I'm not interested in the league at all. I was just watching the Forest game with lack of any interest. I just wanted to see what he did in this 1 week break off, 1 or 2 week, whatever the international break log, because he keeps saying that he doesn't have time to, train the players. And now he had time, and there wasn't any big difference against Forest. I just saw the same thing, and yeah, he does certain things which really annoys me. And even now his press conference have become, I do want to like him, but sometimes certain things he says, I mean, he says that, Garnacho is a good player, he's doing well, where everyone can see like he was a worst player against Forest, So, stuff like that. I mean, just say as it is, man. I mean, do you see Enzo Maresca hiding criticism of his players? He blatantly calls out all the players. And with all due respect, Maresca and Amorim, there is a bit difference. Amorim, at least he has done Champions League and all that, and Maresca, he just done a Leicester promotion. So yeah, I mean, if he can, why can't you call out the players? So anyways, yeah, we'll see that, man. My concern, big concern, is that I have already accepted the fact that we don't have any money in the summer. I think we cannot be going for players like Gyökeres and Osimhen and all these guys because we don't have money. That, let's be honest, because we are very, very hamstrung. I think if I say right now, I think United, from their side, I think at max they can give 60 or 70 million. Then we have to supplement the budget by winning the Europa League and player sale. So we don't have, stuff like Chelsea. I can assure you, Chelsea will go into the season with at least 120 million, without any sales, or without say if you win the Club World Cup, that is a big money for you guys. So yeah, we can't do that. So
100 million for winning it.
Yeah, so exactly. So we have to win the Europa League. I don't think the Europa League pays that much, but yeah, it's a qualification into the Champions League. So I think that's a very good, it's a good pull to have. But yeah, man, we'll see. With United, they are up and down, mostly down. But yeah, we keep the hope.
Scala said they'll keep the hope. Thank you very much, Scala, for coming on. Scala, is there anything you want to add to it?
No, I'll catch you guys maybe in the next stream quite a bit early because I completely forget that the clocks have turned back. If you remember, so today also, I was seeing what time the United game starts. Usually it's like 10 p.m. for us, but it's now 9, so it's shifted by 1 hour. So
it's
kind of lose track time. Back by 1 hour.
Yeah, me too. It affected my time. If I remember last week, I'm not sure if you listened to me. I was like, the time I shift is now 5 hours, so it's now come down to like 4 hours now, something like that. Right. Yeah, which make things a little bit more better, and so I can keep that time that I've been streaming. Else, yeah. So, Scala, I'll catch you up again.
We'll see you next time.
Stream, brother. Feel free. Always I'm there at a specific time. So. Jump in when any time. We'll probably get more United news. I'll see if I can get some more United news. I do get them, but because of so many topics to discuss, and you're not there and because I need the United fans to be on to give us more insight of the story. But if I don't have it, then I kind of like brush it away and concentrate on who I have on the panel who we can discuss, because sometimes Stephen doesn't have an idea of certain topic coming from United. That's why I'm always happy when I have you on the show. But thank you very much for coming on, brother. And then I'll see you some other time.
Bye.
Bye, everyone that joined us today. JC and myself being here. Nee, as usual, like I said, if you haven't subscribed to this platform, what are you waiting for? Try and then subscribe to BlueClouds Media YouTube channel. Much love to everyone over there. Thank you. We're done for the day. We're done for the day.
Touchdown, buzzer beater, do it all now. All now, top corner talking home run. Touchdown, buzzer beater, do it all now. All now, top corner like all in. Lit the fire when you doubt it, now I'm all in. Put me with the best, bring the stars in. Undefeated mode, no falling. Doubted when I lost, slide back when I win. Fade and pay the cost, but I rose so thick and thin. Battles and the scars, see them on my skin. They tried to knock me out, but I'ma fight it to the end, and there's no days off. I'm just resting up a little, know it pays off. I'm just stuck up in the middle, knock some weight off. I've been carrying for years, and I'm not worried, I got no fear. Home run, touchdown, buzzer beater, do it all now. All now, top corner talking home run. Touchdown, buzzer beater, do it all now. Ball now, top corner like all in. Lit the fire when you doubt it, now I'm all in. Put me with the best, bring the stars in. Undefeated mode, no falling.
Hey you, hey down there. See you stop and stare, cause you're not up here. Hey you, way down there. See you down there, looking up here.
Get you some binoculars, so you can see me on the Jumbotron. They noticed me back when I dropped top speed. It's been top speed, took a leap off the edge and you had cold feet. I'm driving head first, phone turn, phone freeze. Dead sprint, CR7 tight speed. All bro, sports mode, big lead. Every single time bet on myself, that's on me. East, west, north, south, all scenes. Worldwide, big waves, all seas. Same car, same clothes, still me. Only thing that changed is it changes on me. Home run, touchdown, buzzer beater, do it all now. All now, top corner talking home run. Touchdown, buzzer beater, do it all now. Ball now, top corner like all in. Lit the fire when you doubt it, now I'm all in. Put me with the best, bring the stars in. Undefeated mode, no falling.
You are a winner. Stand tall, be proud. In the face of doubt, you shout it loud. Feel the strength, let it in. With every step, you're gonna win. You are a winner, feel no pain. You are a winner, feel no pain. Yeah, I woke up feeling like a champion. Every move I make, I got the stamina. Eyes on the prize, never lose sight. Grinding every day, pushing through the night. Got the fire in my soul, never back down. In the ring of life, I'm the one with the crown. Sweat and tears, yeah, I paid the cost. Every battle fought, I'm never lost. Hit the ball, feel winner. Stand tall, be proud. In the face of doubt, you shout it loud. Feel the strength, let it in. With every step, you're gonna win. Every challenge met, every goal in sight. In the gym, on the grind, it's a warrior's fight. From the bottom to the top, yeah, I've been